After the Justice League supposedly died, we see that in reality they were all just put in a coma, trapped in their idea of a perfect world that they never ever want to leave, so that the villain Pariah can ultimately harness their energy. Superman's perfect life was pretty straightforward, as he simply just gets to raise his son John up into a young man in peace. However, he does mention that he's thankful that he actually got to do it this time around, essentially hinting at the fact that he kinda knows that it isn't real. Batman's perfect Earth was one of pure chaos, as it was a world that was basically destroyed by a Joker virus, leaving Gotham as the only city left on Earth, where he then also gets to kill his parents' murderer. And as for Green Lantern's ideal life, it was one where he suddenly got a message calling him for help, which he quickly heads off for to ultimately take on a very dangerous threat in a very heroic way. He would then retire and live a very simple and peaceful life on a farm along with his mom and sister. Aquaman wakes up and gets some training in, as he then heads to attend a big party where he would find an undercover villain and defeat him. But things were essentially too good that he just couldn't believe it, as he then starts to realize that this isn't real. However, Wonder Woman was in too deep, as she dreams of a life where the US president was elected to be a woman, one that she would fly over to her home to make her an honorary Amazon. Everything seemed perfect in her world until a man of course had to try and ruin her life, but she happily defeats him and tells him to be better. Pariah also created a world each for Green Arrow and Black Canary, but no matter what Pariah tried, the two somehow kept crossing lines, ultimately causing their worlds to keep falling. Pariah therefore decided to trap them in a cage made of love where they happily lived together. And so lastly we have Zatanna's perfect world, where the Justice League finally breaks through Pariah's tricks and shows up to rescue her.